That light, that light should be over my head as a halo. There it is. Oh. All right. We didn't get to 475. We got 480. Not bad. But more importantly, covered and went long. And as grudgingly as as I was buying Carvana off the 177 area, I was like, I don't even want to be doing this trade because I feel naughty, but I have to because it was a faux show, bro. Same thing with the Qs. But listen, these last 15 days have been the greatest 15 days in a row for trading, I think, in history. It's not because we were short the whole time. We've had these equal and greater moves to the upside. Last Friday we had that rip into the close, and then we rolled the next week. Tuesday we had turnaround Tuesday. So the long trades have been just as good as the short trades, and it's fantastic. This is it. These 15 days is where I want the market to stay for the rest of our lives. So the shorters don't make money if they're holding short. The longs don't make money if they're holding their long. Swing traders are losers. Call spreads are losers. Everything's losing unless you're selling premium and collecting premium in a sideways market, kind of what I was trying to explain. Um, and that's what I am doing right now. The only thing I have now, and again, I took my ass raping of Lunar, and again, I actually got out of the trade. I managed to escape. It got ugly there for a second because, and again, the only good part about call spreads is that you have a limited loss. It's not like I own the stock, but what my mistake on the Lunar trade was as soon as Kathy Wood said she was involved, I should have dumped it and went short. And I meant it. And I didn't want to believe, right? I didn't want to believe that this woman could ruin another stock and bang. I mean, she is the mush beyond mush. And I don't think the market, and I think the market or the industry, we need a cleansing, right? And that's why I love when the market goes down, because it wipes out all the losers who only know how to make money if the market goes up every day. And I'm talking to you exactly. You know who I'm talking to, who's out of the business now. You know who I'm talking about, right? You're done. You're done. You couldn't make money in a bull market, you loser. Anyway, you just don't know where the opportunities are going to come, right? You know what my best trade today was? App loving. App loving. I never traded the stock before in my life. App loving, right? I saw they had some news on it. The stock crashed 50%. And I just happened to see it going by on the ticker. I was like, oh shit, this stock's at 250. Wasn't it 500 the other day? So I started watching it. I'm like, oh, 247.50 holds. Next thing you know, it's above 250. I'm like, maybe I trade it. And I'm like, ah, man, I should have bought it at 250. Next thing you know, 255, 257.50. So I was like, you know what? 257.50. This thing goes back to VWAP. It's a couple of ticks. Next thing you know, it's breaking VWAP and rips. I mean, app loving. Awesome. Carvana long. I did 3 Carvana long trades on a day where I thought the stock could easily be 156. It broke the Hindenburg low, and then it faux show broke. So these days are an exact example of how I used to lose money before I accepted the fact that the market is better than me. I'm not going to fight the market, especially as a shorter. So I know now all the mistakes that I made as a shorter, staying in too long, not accepting that the stock is done going down. You have to just accept it. Okay, so you didn't cover at the lows. Nobody ever does. You covered on the way down, and now it's going back up. You got to get out, and not only get out, you got to cover and go long. If the faux show bro is in place, that's the move that traps the shorters and the longs get out. So when it turns, the shorters have to cover, the algorithms are kicking in, and then it breaks VWAP. There's no way you could stay short. You just join the winning team. And man, oh man, listen, I'm going to say this, and if you guys pray to the stock gods, the only gods that I pray to are the stock gods. Pray for another 250 days like this last 15 days in a row. Because I don't care about a bull market or a bear market. Again, I don't want the market to go down all the time. My dad's still involved. I don't want my friends losing money. I don't want the 401ks becoming 201ks. I find it ironic that the market's going down because of Trump, and you could specifically point to him. But again, it's not, again, the tariff, no tariff, the economy, and whatever the case, he brought uncertainty, and uncertainty is bearish. But inevitably, the uncertainty goes away. And then inevitably, people are like, all right, now what? Oh, right, that's right. The market never goes down. And then we start going back up. The shorters who stayed around too long, they'll have to cover. The longs who were debating whether or not to get back in, they'll get back in. And we'll be back at all-time highs. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. Right? Hey, what's up? But I don't want it to happen anytime soon. But if we stay in this trading range, and I still think we're going down some more, but inevitably we're going to be in a range. We're going to catch a bid. It's going to sustain itself. We'll rally again. We'll come back. And if the QQQ stays between, let's say, 475 and 541 for the next 2 years, yeah, baby. Because underneath there's thousands of things. And by the way, to my man who mentioned para, nice call. I was watching it today. I was like, hey, this guy's onto something. You got a dip and rip on the para. Next thing you know, you're above 12. The stock actually did well today. I traded para on the long side. Thank you. Once you have the skill set that you need, you turn the computer on, you'll find opportunity. And right now, all the longs that were thinking we were ripping into the close, they're getting stopped out right now. I'm staying out of it because I've had a good day. I don't want to start pushing the issue. I cashed out a Carvana a little bit too early on the long trade, but I nailed the QQQ short. I sold that a little bit too early. Whatever. I'm not going to get short now, but I'm already on to Monday. Market showed some stability, right? We got 22 minutes left in the regular session, 15 minutes after market. We'll see what happens if there's still activity. NASDAQ announced that 24-hour trading is coming. I think that's the dumbest idea in the world, the stupidest idea. Let us rest. I don't want to know the market's open. There's the futures market, that was good enough. Now there's going to be 24 hours, and they're going to just keep adding and adding and adding. And sooner or later, the market's never going to close. And that's going to take away from some of the gap reversions, I think. VWAP will still be in play because VWAP takes into consideration the volume, but the gaps are going to be different. You're not going to get gap fills because there really isn't going to be a gap. There'll be just a low volume area, which I think that's why VWAP is still going to be perfect because it takes into consideration that it was a low volume move. Oh, I hope they're short now. So here's what I'm thinking, right? So now that we found some stability, if we come in Monday, hopefully not crashing, you don't want to see the market crashing at the open, takes out all the opportunity. Sucker us in, sucker them in, not me. Sucker us in, roll over, fear ensues. And next thing you know, we might be testing today's lows. If today's lows break, 480.50, we get to 475. 475 doesn't hold, then we can give way and really get, again, this has been the most stealth correction. It's been a controlled bleed the whole way down. There has not been fear. We haven't got to the fear stage, and we might not get to the fear stage. But if Monday we come in and everybody thinks, all right, the worst was over Friday, oh my God, Monday, here comes the rally, and that fails again, fear will come in. And then maybe if fear becomes panic and panic becomes capitulation, we're going to get a pretty good move to the upside after that. But right now, liquid and loving it. I'm out of the lunar trade. You could eat that stock and eat a big dick. Kathy Wood ruined it. It's just unbelievable how awful this woman is. And I hearken her back to like the day trader guy used to be sitting next to me. I told you the story. He used to just blow money, and he was crazy. He used to just have 20 grand days to the upside and give back 50 the next. Just a degenerate gambler loser with a rich father or his uncle. And he would just, the uncle or the father would just keep funding the kid's account. He'd come back, blow the money. I'm like, here's an idea. Why don't you just give me the 50,000 or the 100 grand you're about to lose? I could do a better job. I'll just put it into a CD, and you could pretend that you're trading over there in a paper trading account, and we go all live happily ever after. But Kathy Wood's like a bad day trader who thought momentum was the way to invest. And by the way, momentum is not investable. It's trading, right? Momentum's your best friend. But when momentum ends and turns, now you got momentum to the downside. It's going to be hard to break. You don't invest in momentum. Look, I'm never going to be an investor ever again. And I don't have to be, right? And if I'm going to invest, it's going to be the QQQ. Let it do the work for you. The idea of picking individual stocks, it just doesn't work because they all have shelf lives. They're all pump and dump. Every stock is worthless. I'm not even trying anymore. This lunar trade, that was it. If I can't take the hint, there it is. So I'm in pretty much cash now. The only thing I have now is called short strangles. I'm selling calls on the Qs and the put and selling puts because I think the market's going to stay in this massive range, and I'm just collecting premium. And that's it. Done with lunar. I got a couple of options in Sedge for June. I'm going to sell those two, and that's it. I have zero going on except short strangles on the Qs. And if you don't know what that is, not everybody should do that trade anyway. It doesn't matter. But intraday action's where it's at, and I hope it never changes. All right, y'all have a good weekend. Hopefully you guys stopped into the website because me and Solid have been putting on a show. We haven't got off mic in seems like 3 weeks. Usually we take 3-hour breaks in the middle of the day because not much going on. Man, oh man, it's been relentless. And it's fantastic. All right. Good luck, my friends, and Happy New Year.